Stephen's forced to take this on here. This is dangerous. Couldn't see a safety. He knew it was risky. But sometimes you just force into playing the pot.
One.
Well, Stephen, as John mentioned, was forced into playing that pot, and you know that if you give Ronnie half a sniff the way he's playing this morning, he's going to score heavily. Every frame this morning he's scored 40 or above. That's been his lowest break, 44 in frame 10. Everything else has been 93, 87, 57. How many will he get here?
4. 5.
'Couldn't get into the main bunch there, but full ball contact was always going to leave in the bottom red. He's got the full ball contact.
12.
Because he's now getting rid of this red, going into the bunch now is not really
13.
advantageous, so he'll be playing for a loose one.
$20. 21. 28.
Now, what sort of an angle has he got? Well, he's playing bottom and follow through, so back for the black.
29.
Now, could he play the cannon onto the reds? He's just got to avoid the red near the top cushion, or just play for another loose one. That's what he's doing. Always had to
36.
judge the pace well there, because it wasn't obvious the red, but he's nicely on this, up for the blue.
37. 42. 43.
That's exactly where he didn't want to finish. That's why he's taking the pink now, because he can't get onto that red. Playing the pink, of course, means that red's going to be available that's loose. This is the key shot now, the next one. Position on 3/4 ball pink into the middle to open the reds, or half ball black to go into them from one cushion
49.
into the reds. Just coming around to look whether the value is to play the 3/4 ball pink. From this instance, I think that's the best value, because you'd be pushing a red over the left-hand corner and possibly over the right-hand corner if you played the pink 3/4 ball. So you've got to look at these kind of things, where the reds are being pushed to. And that's the reason he's left the 3/4 ball pink. So the one on the extreme left of the bunch will be pushed towards the left, and he'll be hoping he pushes one over the right as well. Not worked. He may have the top one. Didn't quite have the angle he wanted to. Just
56.
keep an eye on them. Just got him. I thought that red had slowed down. He probably hit it a fraction hard.
Yeah, and he could have done with hitting the join of the two reds rather than just the one red. And he had to put a bit of backspin so that the cue ball didn't stick on the red, but I think he's got one to the left corner. There you see it.
57.
Not far from the winning line in another frame. Stephen Hendry led 4-1.
61.
Could be 8 in a row. Has he got an angle on this red? Just enough.
62.
And just slotting them in as though they're over the pocket. That was a difficult shot made to look ridiculously easy.
69.
This is the first frame of the frames this morning as we see Ronnie taking what would be frame ball.
70.
But Stephen Hendry hasn't really had a chance in this frame. So it doesn't hurt as much when you don't have a chance, but obviously the reason it delayed a little bit more this morning because that's 5 on the trot. A total of 8 on the trot since he was 4-1 in front.
77. 78.
And the nature of the game, Ronnie O'Sullivan broke off. Stephen couldn't see a safety, was forced into playing a long pot. Didn't get it.
54.
And that's it. So as we say, no matter how good you are, when the other man's at the table potting balls, you can only watch. This is the one that Stephen couldn't see a safety.
90.
Knew it was fraught with danger. And his worst fears have been realised.
He's just rammed that in left-handed there. Well, he deserves a century. This has been absolutely top
98.
draw. All centuries are good.
99.
This has been very good.
And there you go. And why wouldn't you applaud that?
106.
His 8th century
108.
of the tournament. And the 54th of the tournament.
111.
The record stands at 68 in the tournament.
115.
It's not certain to be beaten. At the start of the tournament, there was a lot of
120.
talk whether it be 60 or above or less. I think 60 will be beaten. But this has been a
126.
masterclass in break building. Poetry in motion. Absolutely superb. Stephen Hendry, nothing anybody could do about that. Good break off from Ronnie. Stephen made a mistake. Ronnie clears up 133. A magic moment. He now leads 9-4. Stephen Hendry has left the arena as the crowd just discuss the merits of that break. And when he's in this form, Willie, and cueing this well, it's an absolute delight, isn't it?
Well, it's just that you always mention his cue ball movement, John, and he just gets the movement that 90% of other players don't. I mean, we look at some of the players left in the tournament. Joe Perry, a fantastic player, great match player, but he doesn't quite create the same cue ball movement as Ronnie, so he has to play balls harder. The reason that Ronnie seems to play easy shots all the time, because he gets so much cue ball movement, he's able to get in positions from angles that other players are not, and that's what makes it easy.
Yeah, we were saying last night, you know, that the best breaks are the ones where even the average player says, well, I could have potted that. Well, of course, because it's just wonderful cue ball control, finishing perfect. And when he had to get out of a little bit of trouble, he'd go in and out of balk, or he'd get the nice angle on the blue. A wonderful break. And Stephen, with 3 frames to go in this session, has got to pull something out here, you think.